Coach, in what ways have you seen Gabbert improve from last year to this year?
He's a good decision maker, makes good throws, good quarterback. I mean, he does a really good job. He's a really good football player. And obviously, you just get more experience, you're going to get better. That was short. We done?
Coach, what are your general thoughts on Missouri right now?
Good football team, well coached, execute well on both sides of the football and in special teams. They bring a big challenge here. They're a good football team.
Is their offense any similar to Oklahoma State's as explosive-wise?
There's some similarities, there's some differences.
Well, looking at Missouri, maybe what are one or two things that concern you the most about the football team?
One or two things. We just need to execute our football. We need to take care of ourselves, and I like our game plan, and we need to execute. It comes down to execution. It's not as much about Missouri, it's about us. I think they would say the same thing.
Well, can you just talk about what this game means to the North? Obviously, whoever wins this game is going to be in the driver's seats to in the North this year.
Yeah, it's the next game. It's a big football game, and I mean, to me, I think they're all big. You get to this point of the season, I mean, you got to win. You got to, you have. It's a great challenge, and obviously there's some things at stake, and. But all those things, you can pile all those things up on top. It comes down to execution and playing football. And the team that makes the most plays is going to win the football game. The team that executes the best.
Did you figure out anything from your analysis of preparation for home games? You mentioned that you're going to look into that a little bit and find some things that need to be tweaked.
We're going to do a couple things a little bit differently. See how it works out.
Like what?
Like, I'm not going to talk about it.
Is that something, Bo, that you've talked in the past when you make a big deal about it, it becomes a big deal, and to just say, hey, it's just still football, whatever?
Yeah, it comes down to whatever you got to do whatever you can do to make your kids. Give them what you feel is the best opportunity to have the focus necessary to execute their football, and that's that's always the key as a coach. It's try and it's not about us as coaches, it's about the kids, and limit as many distractions as you can, and make sure enable them to have the focus necessary to execute and play well.
Are you expecting to have Pierre Allen back today or soon?
Yeah. I think Pierre's going to be just fine.
Well, can you talk about the progress you see on that progress or lack thereof? What kind of things are you seeing from that front defensively as you guys get into the second half of the season?
I thought our front four played well last week. Played real well. And we got off blocks. I thought thought Crick played really well. Yeah, I mean, obviously they weren't perfect. We made some mistakes, but I saw some progress last week.
How much of the role in stopping the run, how much of the burden do those four guys carry? I mean, I know you say your coaches say it's an 11-man thing, but how much of the responsibility in stopping the run falls specifically on those four guys?
It's a team game, and especially the way we play it, and everybody's got to fit their responsibilities. And you look at every play, and it's a little bit different. And, the thing that was most disappointing was the thing. I mean, we had some layups that we missed. I mean, just bad fits, and obviously a couple missed tackles, and I think there are a number of reasons why that happened, but I don't think it was, many of those things were well outside of the front four. And like I said, I thought some of it was, I'm not looking to make an excuse, but I was down there, was, the tempo. And, that was I played some teams that go fast. They went really fast, and I think our guys, it's just hard to simulate that in practice. I talked a little bit about that after the game, and it's hard to simulate. And I thought once our guys settled down, I thought we played a lot better football. I thought we played pretty good on the second half defensively, and really, to be honest with you, we didn't really do much different than we did in the first half. We just executed better. Our guys were more settled down into the situation, and they became more comfortable with the tempo and that style as the game went on. And it's all part of the process, part of the learning experience for them. Especially for especially for a couple of the guys that hadn't been in that situation before.
Do you see that kind of tempo? Does Missouri speed things up like that?
I mean, there's a difference between speeding it up. Those guys went really fast and were changing personnel fast, and so at times I didn't handle it as well as I needed to. Like I said, as the game went on, and you couple that with. They had a couple underthrown balls where we could have made plays on something. We left some things out there that we just didn't make plays in a couple instances, and more power to them. They made some plays.
It looked like you kind of had to revisit that issue of making sure the officials gave you guys the amount of time you needed to settle in the...
Yeah, and I think they meant to do that. But when you don't see them standing over, I think they corrected it. That helped us, because when they weren't standing over the ball, you don't know whether they're going to snap the football. And they said, well, we weren't going to let the play go. Well, sure helps everybody involved if you see the guy standing over the ball and you know you're on the same page with them. And I thought that got corrected. That helped. Obviously it helped us settle down a little bit. Because then from my standpoint, from setting in a personnel or making a play call, you have a better understanding of how much time you got. Otherwise, it's, you're looking out there and you don't see anybody over the football. You're not sure if that ball's going to get snapped or not. You're not sure if they're on the same page that you are, that they're going to give you that time. And once again, I just thought the communication, we communicated with them, and they handled it the way you expect them to.
You're an opponent coming off such a high-profile win that Missouri had last week. How much can you look at that game and maybe use it?
We look at everything that they've done, and I'm going to look at that game any differently than we have all the other ones. But they played well last weekend. They're a good football team.
What element is added when you play an undefeated team? Obviously, Oklahoma State.
There's no different element. I mean, it doesn't matter what their record is or anything else. You got to play and you got to execute, and you got to, like I said, our philosophy is take care of ourselves. Execute the game plan that we set out, and play the way you've been coached to play, and that's kind of how we go about it.
Is Oklahoma State's tempo something maybe you want to see out of your offense at times?
I'm not getting into Oklahoma State's tempo anymore and how that relates to us or our offense or anything else. That's irrelevant.
Well, you said before the season that you thought that this defense could be better than a year ago. I know that Missouri last year kind of was a watershed game where you kind of thought maybe you guys turned the corner and really stepped up the rest of the way. Are you seeing signs then at this point that maybe you guys are ready to do that again?
Yeah, I think we're, really across the board, we're still a little bit of a work in progress. And we are. I mean, I think you always are. I mean, I shouldn't, act like that's something different. I'm seeing us improve in some areas. I'm seeing some areas improve. I'm seeing some areas, obviously, we need to clean up and compared us to where we were last year. We weren't perfect last year by any means. And, we got better as the year went on. I'm seeing us make some improvement in some area, in a number of areas, and in some areas I want to see more improvement, get better a little bit quicker. Comparison to where we were last year, I don't know. I mean, I know we're going to have to play well Saturday, and really in all our phases, and keep getting better. If we keep getting better, then we can meet the challenges that lie ahead. If we don't, then it becomes tougher. You gotta look at the film every day, practice-wise, game-wise, and look at it from a, very black and white perspective, and be honest with yourself as coaches and players, and make adjustments and correct the things that need corrected. If you do that, it gives you a good opportunity to keep moving forward.